Okay, so hello people YouTube. Okay, Trina McGee played Angela on Boy Meets World from I think the last two seasons, from seasons 5, 6, and 7. And she was the black girl. Boy Meets World was all American show, all white cast, all white people. They had Eli from seasons 3, who guest starred in a couple episodes. He was Mr. Turner's best friend, Eli. He was the black teacher, kind of mild mannered, nice, respectable. And then they brought on another because the show was. I mean, really, I like Boy Meets World. It was all white cast, but you didn't really see the people as white. You just saw people with problems. I never just looked at, okay, Corey's white, Sean's white. I can relate to Corey Matthews. I was average in high school and middle school. I wasn't the most. Everything that he was going through, Corey Matthews, besides his skin color. Well, yeah, he was a white kid, and I'm a black kid. At the time, but I could relate to everything that Corey was going through, going on dates, getting dumped, chasing after a girl, getting in trouble, having a best friend. So most people love Boy Meets World. White, black, Chinese, Asian, whatever ethnicity, it doesn't matter. Everybody loves Boy Meets World because you just see people. You don't see their color. Yeah, you can see they're white, but you can just look down and you see these are real people with real problems. But Trina McGee played Angela on Boy Meets World. But the funny thing about this was she was in her late 20s. When she started the show, and when everybody in season 5, when in season 5, Ben Savage and the rest of the cast members, they were about, I would say, 18. Trina was about 28 years old when she started playing Angela. She was way older than everybody else. Also, when they brought her on in season 5 of Boy Meets World, she was 28 years old. She was married with kids. Most of the cast members, Ben Savage and all the other people, Corey, Topanga, Sean, they were all like 17, 18 years old. They were still young, trying to find themselves, trying to figure out going to prom, and trying to figure out how to graduate from high school, go to what college they're going to. Trina, yeah, she was black, yeah, but she was also married, 28, 29. She was 28, 29 years old. She was in her late 20s. She was almost in her 30s. While they were approaching their 20s, she was approaching her 30s. So that's a big age gap. They were like 17, 18 years old. And still in high school while she was grown. She was pushing 30 by that when she gets started, but she looked young. Yeah, Trina McGee was 28, 29 years old, but she looked decades younger than her age because she kept, and even now she looks young. I think she's 52 years old now, 51, 52, and she looks like she's about 35. She still looks young for her age. But when she was 28, 29 years old, she looked decades younger than her age. Where she was 28, 29 years old, she looked like she was about 17, 18, 16. She looked 16, 17, 18 years old. She looked really young for her age. And they say blacks don't crack. But I think for her, her problem is she couldn't get along with the people on the show. She said she couldn't get along with the character with the Sean or Topanga, Corey. I mean, those are the characters. But she couldn't get like Eric. Those are the people she couldn't get along with. She said she felt different. They said she felt like, because I think she felt this because of her race. They were Caucasian. They were white people. She was African American, so she couldn't. She said she couldn't really, she said she couldn't fit in with these people, with them, because of her ethnicity. I think because of her gender. They would make fun of her. They would off the set of the show. On the show, they seemed like they all liked each other, but behind the scenes, she said she suffered so much racism, prejudice. I'm not saying that they're not prejudiced. I don't believe that. No way. Because believe me, if like, they would not have a black girl on the show if they were prejudiced. They would have kept it all. They would have kept it an all white show. They wouldn't even have brought on the black guy from Becker. Remember the blind guy from Becker, the black guy. They wouldn't have Eli on there. They would not have brought on. They actually had some black characters on the show. Believe me, if the producers were racist, if the cast members were racist, they would have not wanted to work with a black girl, a black woman. But they all seem to like each other. Angela was Sean's girlfriend. It was the first interracial relationship I've seen on TV. You never see any. You don't see it. Even now, you don't see it. This was the first show, Boy Meets World, and I never would have thought it, because it was like the whitest show in the world. All the characters were white. They didn't have too many black people on the show. Tokens. You maybe had a black kid here and there. Black guy here and there. Black. But once they brought on Angela, it was on. Sean was a white guy dating a black girl, and we got to meet her father, Tony Todd, the guy from the Candyman movie, was her father. So but she has complained to Twitter and made videos about how she felt like she does because of her ethnicity, because she's black, that they treated her bad on the show. They would call her Aunt Jemima, or they would call her just mean, make fun of her hair, or they say she's chocolate, call her just saying, like, a white people do it. They make remarks, but I don't think they mean to be. They just sometimes they just do it because they don't understand black people, and they don't, or I think they were doing it without even thinking about it. They thought she didn't know. Sometimes people just make fun of you behind your back, but because since that they were doing it, and she brought to her attention. They all have apologized, every single one of them, except for Ben Savage. I think he's a little embarrassed about, maybe they felt guilty about maybe picking on her because of her ethnicity, because she is a black woman. I think most of it has something to do with they don't understand. They don't have maybe I think because I just think they didn't understand, because they're not used to, these people are just they're probably just used to working with white people. So when they brought on a black girl, a black woman, if they felt they probably didn't know how to adjust to it, to somebody of a different race. But anyway, she has gone on podcast. She's talked about it. She has forgiven all the people on the show, so that's pretty good. Mr. J.